1 cup of buttermilk. If you want to make another quart of buttermilk, you just take.
Okay, I will explain that to you. But let me finish talking about marinade. I'm going to finish that. So for wild game or beef or chicken to tenderize it, use this recipe with the buttermilk and let it marinate. Because of the acid in it, I don't like to marinate it overnight like you do a lot of marinades, but just about 3 or 4 hours. This was marinated for 4 hours. I got up at Old Dark 100 and we marinated it. I marinated it, and it really does give a moist flavor, but it will take out the gaminess. If you have, because we live inland, and you buy some fish and you get it home and you go, oh, it has a little bit of fishiness to it, or a lot, then you can marinate it for 45, no more than an hour, 45 minutes to 60 minutes, and it will pull that fishiness out of your fish. And so that's really helpful, especially where we live inland. Okay, let's talk about our starts. So the starts that I have made, 2 days ago, this was just milk. And so you take a quart of milk and you put your start in it. And I prefer doing it in a glass jar, but you can tell I use pickle jars, quart jars. But if you're going to use a jar and you're going to do a quart, you want to have some room at the top because we're fermenting, and when we ferment, it grows. And so you put it in and you stir it, you shake it, whatever, mix it up well, put it on your counter and let it sit for about 24 hours. If you, along the day, you want to shake it or stir it, go ahead. At my house, sometimes things have to thrive with neglect. And so, but depending on the temperature of your home, like my home cools down a lot at night, and so it might take 48 hours. But just kind of shake it, and it will thicken up, maybe not to the point of these, but it'll get thick. And you can leave it there and let it continue to thicken, or I usually put mine in the fridge. And I put a lid on. But when it's on the counter, I just put a towel over the top because you can get things in. In the summertime, and especially in the summertime when I have grandkids going in and out, I will put a dish towel with an elastic band because the doors aren't getting closed and it's life on planet Earth. So
you don't use the lid to the jar?
Not when it's fermenting on your counter. But after that, when I put it in the fridge, I put the lid on.
And how long will it stay in your fridge like that? I mean, what if you don't use it for a couple weeks, a month?
Oh, it's fine, because you have the correct bacteria in there that doesn't allow a bad bacteria to come in and turn it into mold. And so it will get a stronger
I have
flavor.
a question.
Mhm.
My daughter just threw out a whole half gallon of 1% milk because it soured while they were gone to Las Vegas. A little.
You could have used that for
That's what I'm
buttermilk.
thinking. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah, if you've got one that's turning, if you've got milk that's turning or starting to sour, has that little twingy, you can make your buttermilk out of that, or that could be your buttermilk start.
that could be your buttermilk start. Absolutely. I mean, if it's curdly, you don't want to use that.
No.
But if it's past date and it has that twang flavor to it, yeah, you can use that for your buttermilk. Because the good bacteria will actually clean it up.
Yeah.
Now, with this one, some of them, you might have seen some clear liquid down in the bottom of it. That is the whey. So it's like your kefirs and things like that. That is the whey, and you just shake it up and use it. So any other questions about actually making your buttermilk? Yes?
I just took a bite.
So you start with the starter, that package of starter.
No, you're putting this in. 'Cause
Right, but if I had no starter.
Right.
If I had no starter and I was,
You can go to the store and buy cultured buttermilk.
just cultured buttermilk is the start.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, if I use my buttermilk in the recipe, I can just take out enough of that to start another batch, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So you wanna use your jar until you're getting low, and then like she said, you take some out and restart another one, finish that jar, you just continue to do that?
Yep,
Okay,
perpetual buttermilk.
okay.
I just bought some powdered buttermilk.
I,
Just for bacon.
I don't know what it's made from,
I don't either.
and so
I just would
Yeah.
love to read.
it might say on it, if it says it's cultured.
I bought some.
Or does it say live bacteria, like the yogurt?
Well, hers will, cause it's powdered.
Yeah. And I've heard people take, cultures and freeze dry them, and then they use them and they work fine. So you can experiment, or you can add it in, play in your kitchen. Any other questions about how to have perpetual buttermilk? So, in review, you can use it as a marinade to tenderize food. Any recipe that calls for milk, you can use buttermilk for a little bit more tender crumb.
Or a little tang,
Huh?
or a little bit of
Or a little
tang.
bit of tang, yes. Add a little bit of richness to it. So, and you can use it in dressings. So, let's start here. Quick, does somebody have a comment? Tell me about your experience with making the cake. Who worked on the cake? Tell me about your experience.
It was fun and it was quick and easy. And it's really good.
It's very fudgy, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. This is my go-to recipe when I need something that fast. You know, a phone call comes, things happen. When I had kids at home, all of a sudden, oh, I was supposed to take a treat to young men or young women's, or my husband, he was in young men's a lot, and he says, oh, we'll be coming here afterwards.
Oh.
Yeah. One of the interesting things is you mixed water and cocoa and butter together. And one of the things that helps with cocoa, if you need to disperse it, is if you add hot water to it and it blooms the cocoa, increases the flavor. So that's good.
I've
Okay.
also made this with dark chocolate, just for change, and it's good too. Dark chocolate. Of course, anything with that much sugar and butter's gotta be good, right?
Exactly, exactly.
And I like the ranch potatoes, they're good.
The ranch potatoes.
I like
Yeah,
that.
very good.
Okay, who all? There. Tell me about your ranch potatoes.
Oh, it's fun to make, and you need to read the recipe first, because there's a few different steps, so you know what to put on what. But it was easy, and they're good, I think they're impressive.
My family loves this recipe if you use ranch dressing as a food group in and of itself. The grandkids love it. So, but you do boil the potatoes before a little bit, but don't overcook them. And one of the things is that it said to put the lid on after you drained them and shook them, and that breaks them up, the edges a little bit, just a little bit, and you're adding the ranch seasoning mix in the potatoes before you roast them.
Right, you do the dry mix, a little bit of the dry mix in the potatoes with the bacon grease, and then use the other package for the base on the bottom of the pan. And then when you do pour them on the hot cookie sheet, be careful.
Yeah.
It will splatter.
There's a little bit of fluid in there and that splatters.
Carla? Okay, some of these people can't hear what she's saying, so will you repeat?
Oh,
That's common.
okay. Talk loud.
Okay,
Turn around.
Turn around, yeah.
yeah, so I use half a package of the dressing mix, and you use half of it to sprinkle on the potatoes after you boil them. And we use some bacon grease, and so you coat that with the potatoes, and then you pour that onto the cookie sheet, and then bake them for the 15-20 minutes we did. We did 15, and then when you pour them in the pan, you put your yogurt and your other half package of ranch and your buttermilk, I almost forgot that, and sour cream. And then you put that on the bottom of the pan, and then you pour the potatoes on that and kind of, or no, you don't stir it.
You just
And
lay it
cut
on
the chives and bacon. So it's pretty easy,
They were good.
but it's just getting everything in the right order since I.
And I think it looks a little fancy when you serve it with the potatoes on top of the ranch dressing, like for a Sunday dinner, if you want up your game a little bit. Hey, who did the salad? This is gorgeous.
Very tasty.
Tell us about the salad.
Well, it's such a colorful treat for the eyes with all of those, with red and orange peppers and green broccoli, and yellow corn. It was just so beautiful to look at. And, it was, suggested that we only put part of the dressing on because, of course, pasta kind of starts to absorb and soak up. And then we put a little more on before it was time to serve. So that was a good suggestion. And we weren't sure at first whether we were supposed to have the feta on top, but then we read the instructions a little more, and it said to go ahead and stir that in too. So we put the feta on last, but then we did stir it in. So there was some in every bite. Yeah. Yeah, it was fun.
It really is pretty. And it's good today, but tomorrow it will be fabulous.
Oh, wow.
And so it's a salad that I totally can make the day ahead if I'm having a barbecue, because it makes a lot.
Yeah.
That was a pound of pasta. And I make it ahead and have everything in it. I don't put in the feta cheese until the day I'm serving. And so it just blends with that little bit of dressing in it, and then I add the rest of the dressing the next day when we're ready to have dinner. Okay, tell me about this fried chicken.
First of all, I had the best helpers ever. They were great. Everybody wanted to jump in and help do this. Because I don't have to holler, so because the chicken thighs are different thickness when you get them. I had never done this before, but I did it today because it wasn't my own kitchen. But I put all the pieces that had soaked in the buttermilk in the Ziploc, a gallon Ziploc bag, and didn't zip it up, but kind of scooted them toward the end. And then pounded the bigger, thicker pieces out so they were the same thickness as the smaller pieces. And then we also cut the big pieces in halves or third, depending on the size of the thigh. So that Carla had already marinated it in the buttermilk mix, which was good, and the seasoning on that was perfect. It's not, well, Artie wants more salt, but that's okay. I'm amongst that plan too. But yeah, it was really easy. Just make sure that you have enough space on the top of your fry pan, whatever you're frying them in. You can fry these in a soup pot if you need to. You don't have to have a fry pan. Make sure you've got a good couple of inches with no hot oil in it. And then when you bread them, you just take them out, use one hand for wet, one hand for dry. Your dominant hand's for wet, it's the one's doing the most. And then just carefully take them out of the buttermilk, bread them, give them a shake, and then pick the piece up and you touch the piece to the oil and let it slide in, then you let go of it. You don't have this grease bomb. So that's really good. And then those pieces that you ate when they were whole, cooked about 4 minutes, not long. Don't overcook your chicken. That's what makes it tough and stringy. So let's see, what else did we do?
And you used olive oil.
We used olive oil to fry it in. You can use any high temp oil, wouldn't matter. And then when we put them in the oven, we lined the pan with paper towels because some of the grease will release and drain back into that. And that's, a little healthier for you, not eating all of it. But I thought it's a really easy way to do chicken. So, and very tasty.
Is that dill pickle juice, I assume? Or-
Literally
yeah.
from my dill pickle bottle.
See, I've got so much of that juice, but I thought, well, sweet pickles, that might not be bad either.
Nope, dill pickle.
Yeah, deal with the buttermilk.
So, oh, and we used because there was a lot of bacon I cooked yesterday, in my air fryer, we used bacon grease both in the pan and in the dressing, or in the potatoes,
Right.
yeah. Where it says olive oil we used. All right, Lisa, are you here? Where did you go?
I'm right here.
Talk about biscuits.
Make sure that your butter's super cold. And Carter pulled it out of the freezer for us. It was not froze, but probably from the drive down, she wanted to make sure it was really cold. I didn't pea up as much as I thought it would. And when I say pea up, you know, how when you do the pastry blender, it goes into little pea-sized pieces, you know. It didn't go up as much as I thought it might. And Karen, we decided between the two of us that it was good.
Yeah.
And I think I worked it a little too much after I put it on the mat, because I actually didn't read the instructions, that it said floured, because I didn't want to add more flour because it makes them tough, right?
I don't like to add more flour.
Yeah, and so, you know, the flour board, and so I worked it a little bit before we put flour on it. So, and I didn't twist at all,
Tell them about your cute cutter.
but, you know, I was talking while I was cutting, so.
Tomato paste can.
Perfect tomato paste.
And I don't know, some of them I thought raised really good, others were crooked, and like I said, I might have twisted a little bit or was talking to somebody, but
Could've been the oven.
I saw, it could be the oven too, my pastry brush was really flimsy, and with the buttermilk being so thick, I wondered if it had something to do with how high they raised. It was too heavy, it was too much on there, maybe, I don't know, because I've made biscuits before, but I've never used the buttermilk on top. And I also
That's
thought the
more for color.
indentation was really interesting, I've never done that either, so.
Tell
It's-
about the indentation.
The indentation is to help them cook better in the middle.
I was wondering if we went too deep on the indentation, you know, kind of smash
Oh,
it.
maybe.
You know, maybe, cause don't you just need just a little bit on there?
Well, that makes me feel bad.
No, I just was wondering.
Danner.
Oh,
I don't think the indentation was too deep, because as you see the finished product, you can barely see it.
Some, the ones that raise the
Okay.
highest.
Poor Janet.
I
There
just
you
was
go.
wondering why it wasn't, you know, raising in the middle.
The ones that were still
I don't know.
They had good flavor.
I just did those things.
But I really like the flavor. I love the flavor. They do have that tender crust that's
Yeah.
flaky, and
The
so
power of buttermilk.
I was really impressed.
Well, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. You did a lot of work for all of us the last few days, so thank you. And thank you all for being here. We love having you come.